New tonight, Independence Day is almost here and celebrations are underway locally. Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson is live in studio tonight with details from East Longmeadow. Maria.
Chris, Independence Day is known as a day of community pride and fun, and that's exactly what it was like in East Longmeadow for their beloved annual tradition. Crowds around Western Mass celebrating the 4th of July with a bang.
Usually it's fun, everyone's very nice.
On Monday, hundreds attended East Longmeadow's annual carnival and fireworks display organized by East Longmeadow's Rotary Club.
It's a must-have. I think this event is one of the things that the town really admires and celebrates each year. The 4th of July is a huge event in our town.
For many, the event is a treasure tradition.
I just remember coming here and celebrating with our friends and family, and then just to be able to come here with the new generation of kids is just so exciting, and to share everything with them.
People of all ages came for the food, music, and fellowship and stayed for the main attraction.
The fireworks.
And the Independence Day celebrations continue. Over in Springfield, city officials announced Amtrak Crossing on State Street will be open to the public Tuesday night for the city's Star-Spangled Springfield firework display after the days-long dispute with Amtrak.
Aggressively diplomatic conversations, we have been able to rectify and resolve the situation with Amtrak, and as I said before, the show will go on.
It was a combined effort from Mayor Dominic Sarno and Congressman Richard Neal. And while fireworks are a popular tradition this time of year, the Mass State Police and the Department of Fire Services are urging people to keep the fireworks to the professionals and attend events like the one in East Longmeadow to enjoy the show. This as Massachusetts State Police seized 64 packages of unlawful fireworks from a 22-year-old Springfield man during a traffic stop in Hatfield Sunday afternoon. And as a reminder, fireworks are illegal here in Massachusetts, and that also includes any fireworks that were legally purchased in other states and brought over state lines. And if you are interested in the Star-Spangled Springfield, the event kicks off at 6 o'clock with fireworks coming at 9:30. Live in studio, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.